The founder, RIG Nation and Pioneer Church, United Kingdom, Prophet Tomi Arayomi, has announced the relocation of his family out of the country until a better Nigeria. Arayomi and his wife Tama, who are both British citizens, were on Friday arrested alongside their aide Emmanuel Zerika by the Department of State Services at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport in Abuja.
Hello everybody, if you're on this live, I need your help. First of all, I need you to share this live with as many people as possible. I just received news that my brother's been detained by the DSS in Nigeria. He's been arrested for political reasons, my brother and his wife Tamar. And so I need everybody to make I'm coming on live so everyone can make as much noise as possible. He just arrived in Lagos and they detained him at the airport. And so this is a broadcast to everybody. Everyone in Nigeria is making as much noise on their social media platforms as possible. I need everybody, UK, worldwide, making as much noise as possible on every social media channel that you possibly can. My brother was detained in Lagos. He's been politically targeted because of some of his prophetic words has troubled the government in Nigeria.
Although the reason for the arrest was unclear, reliable sources revealed on Friday that Arayomi was arrested for giving inciting prophecies about Nigeria. Arayomi and his wife were later released on Friday night while their aide remained in the custody of the security operatives. Breaking the silence on the issue via his official Instagram account, the prophet appreciated people for their support and narrated how they were arrested by the DSS. Arayomi said his family had relocated out of the country to safety. He, however, noted that although they had to take the decision abruptly, they would be returning soon to a new Nigeria. In other news, Nobel laureate Professor Wole has challenged the vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the February 25 presidential election, Baba-Ahmed, to a public debate following the criticism trailing his condemnation of Baba-Ahmed's recent denouncement of the president-elect Bola Tinubu, the judiciary, and Nigeria's democracy. Wole, in a piece over the weekend titled Fascism on Course, also addressed the censures he's receiving from obedient, the supporters of Peter Obi, Labour Party's presidential election, declaring that the seeds of fascism in the political arena have evidently matured. However, Baba-Ahmed, in a statement on Saturday by the Datti media office, said he could not take up Soyinka'S offer of a public debate due to political and cultural reasons.
Which part or what part of Senator DATTI-AHMED's statement was unbecoming?
Okay, nearly the totality. Listen, the interviewer asked him several times. He said, what will you do if the Supreme Court judgment is against you? If the interpretation which you are offering about the constitutional aspect of this election, if it is against that of the Supreme Court and they find against you. And he kept saying, no, it's not even open to analysis. The word says and it's very clear. And the Supreme Court, in its wisdom, had better give this, in other words, his interpretation. I mean, this is trying to dictate to the supreme arbiter of the nation. Whatever you think of the Supreme Court, it is an institution we all revert to sooner or later. If not today, then tomorrow. If not about this election, maybe about the next election. But Datti kept saying, no, the Supreme Court has got, in its wisdom, to agree with me. That is what is known as fascistic language. It is not acceptable. And for me, it alienates people. It alienates even supporters. I know this for a fact. People come to, you know how I relate to young people. I relate to those who have found certain problems with the spokespeople of this particular movement. I'm not interested in the other ones. Everybody knows the other movements. But there's a new boy on the block, as the expression stays. And many of us have been waiting for that new kid on the block. And so we have a stake in it. And wherever it seems to be going wrong, we're going to tell the truth to that new kid. and the supporters who also say they have allied thinking with us, that's all. But go and watch that tape all over again. Introduce that tape to any kind of neutral jury.
Baba-Ahmed had in an interview stressed that whoever swears in Mr. Tinubu as president has ended democracy in Nigeria. The Nobel laureate last Wednesday denounced the menacing utterances of a vice presidential aspirant as unbecoming, adding that it was a dictatorial challenge directed at the judiciary and by implication the rest of democratic polity. Opeyemi Olugbemi reporting for All News Nigeria.